This isn't any crazy deal, but there's certainly a lesson to be learned here. Let's take a look. Actually, this isn't a bad deal at all. I think about it. Okay, so right. Okay, so this was kind of a mix and match. I went to the pawn shop, and I was looking around, and I asked the guy behind, you got anything to bring up? He went in the back to take a look for me. Right, and while he was pulling stuff, no, that's not true. I'm sorry. All this was on the rack. I was getting mixed up with another deal. All this was on the rack, and the first thing I saw was this. Mystery black case. Okay? And to my delight... Oh, wow, that was in there too, huh? we'll get to that in a second. To my delight, I saw Kingsfield, the Ancient City. Published by Age Tech and created by From Software. You don't have to know anything about this game to take a look at it and listen to that title and look at that artwork and be like, God, there's got to be something fun going on in there. And you would be right, my friend. This is the predecessor series to the Demon Souls series and the Dark Souls series. This is PlayStation 2 game. Kingsfield, I think there were 2 of them on the PlayStation 2. But I think only one of them made it here. And then there were like 2 of them on the PlayStation 1. These are very dark, creepy, first-person hack and slash games. I played through this one quite a bit. Anyone who's coming from like Dark Souls 2 would be like, what is going on here? But if you can appreciate, a little dark and drab, and can put up with a little technical obsolescence, you're going to have a great time here. And you're going to get spooked. This is an excellent game, and because it is From Software, it is a predecessor to the Dark Souls series, this guy is in demand. Believe it or not. So when I found this, we've already got a copy. So I thought, if I'm really hurting, I really feel bad about what I pick up today, we could probably get rid of this copy. After all, it is in this black case. It's not even complete. It's not very pretty on its own. And definitely make back whatever we decide to spend on the shelf if we see anything. And luckily we did. We did see some stuff. So we've got Fallout 3 Game of the Year Edition on the Xbox 360. This is really common. Probably everyone has this, except me, because I played this on the PlayStation 3. And a little known fact, if you're going to play Fallout 3 and you're going to get the Game of the Year edition, do not, under any circumstances, get it on the PlayStation 3. They put this game, which is very big and ambitious, and then all of its multiple DLCs, which is like 4 of them. You got Pittsburgh, Maryland, a mothership, and Alaska, on top of Washington. And they tried to put all that on the same disc for the PlayStation 3, and it was a horrible mistake. The game lags like nobody's business. I've never seen a game lag as badly as this game on the PlayStation 3. So I picked it up for the Xbox 360. I'm not dying to play it right now, but I'm happy to have it again because I was so disgusted I sold my copy of Fallout 3 for the PlayStation 3 years ago. So we got that. Jambo Jafari Jungle Animal Rescue. This sounds terrible, but it's made by Sega, and this is actually an arcade game for the Wii. So I think this is kind of cool. It's also 4-player. I wanted to give it a shot. See if it's any good. It might be. This was the first game I found, and I was very excited to find it. It's Cabelas African Adventures. Recently, we went to Namibia, Africa, and we played Cabelas African Safari for the PlayStation 2. Now, when I was trying to decide what game we were going to play for that adventure, this was one that I considered. This is for the PlayStation 3, and looking at it, it almost kind of looks like an Uncharted. And there's also a car, a Jeep. It says there, leave the vehicle anytime, anywhere. And I thought that would be so cool. I don't know, be silly, run over a rhino or something like that. I wanted to do that in African Adventures, but I couldn't. So I was considering getting this. This game's like $18 at GameStop. So I was like, ah. And then I started reading and learning about it, and they took all the fun out of this in that, okay, this is a fun run and gunner, but all the education was taken out. It's not really a hunting game. And I wanted to make sure we were going to hunt that particular voyage. So I passed on this. I didn't buy it for the show, and I'm glad I didn't because we found it for much cheaper than 18 on this little excursion. This one, I was just kind of, I don't know, just looks interesting to me. Another Sega game, Viking Battle Asgard. It's got this really nice gloss to it. Looks like an extremely early PS3 game. Just a hack and slasher. Lord of the Rings Conquest. This is always a good game to pick up because it's very much in demand. It's one of Pandemic's final games. Pandemic made Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2. Excellent games, and this is kind of on par with them. And it's is it 4-player offline? It is. 4-player split screen, so that's pretty cool. And then finally, Sacred 3. Sacred 2 was a game that looked so cool to me. It was for the PlayStation 3. It's an action RPG. Seemed like it was going to be a lot like Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance or Champions of Norath. I was really looking for some sort of PlayStation 3 equivalent to those games. Picked up Sacred 2. Unfortunately, I won't bore you with it, but it's a big disappointment in comparison to those. And from what I understand, this is even more of a disappointment than Sacred 2. But we didn't have it. I'm a sucker for every action RPG, so I wanted to at least grab it. Bad or not, maybe I'll sit down with one of the crewmates and we'll try it and see if it was worth the time. So, what do we have? We got 6 games here, and then we hit Kingsfield. Okay? Now, I knew the PlayStation 2 games were going to be $1. Alright? These games were marked Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 games were all marked for $5 each. So I brought them up there, and I said, hey, these are, how much are these? And they said they're $5 each. And I'm like, are you sure? Because the last time I was here, I got them for 3 for $10. And the manager's like, oh, all right, well, I guess if you got that before, that's cool, we can do that. Think about that. Think about what we just did there. We just knocked $10 off our deal by discussing a precedent. Okay? I'm turning the autofocus on. I think we're done with it. Now you don't want to, don't shake the guy down, but don't be afraid to say that. If he's not going to go for it, he's not going to go for it. And you're just going to have to do it. Deal with it, okay? But give him the option, give him the chance to say no. Okay? That's all I'm saying. It worked. We got these for 3 for $10 each. That's 6 games. Kingsfield is $1, and if we sell Kingsfield, that pays for all these easy. And another thing is the way I got this, none of these discs were in the cases when I brought them up. So you give it to the clerk like this, right? Then he pulls out this massive book, okay? And the book has all these discs in it. And when they do that, my eyes I just start scanning every centimeter of this book as they're turning pages, because you never know what's in that book. that doesn't have a case. And as he was turning pages, I saw one that made me say, hey, I think I want that too. So for another $1, just the disc, we happen to find Harvest Moon for the PlayStation 2, a farming game in high demand. Harvest Moon saved the homeland. There's really nothing crazy rare about this, but people love Harvest Moon, and I'm always kind of a sucker to pick them up, so I forgot it was even in here. And I'll probably do the same putting it back. Alright, so there you go. So this was $22.